What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. We're back with another installation of the Siege Double Shot coming at you, Contender style. I am the Reverend Whiskey Glitter. With me tonight for this best of one is Mr. Whiskey Run.
That's right. Welcome back, everyone. It is the start, very close to the first game here in the Outlast Contender League. We saw all of the qualifiers the past 2 weekends. A lot of that was played out on Click. We were involved in one of those exhibition matches to start, but now we're getting into the group stage, and this is kind of special. We're bringing out Turtle Tactics versus Reno Skyline. And the Turtle Tactics team, you may have seen some of their work on Twitch here, or on X recently. This is the team that's playing off of Mint and Unwanted Scrapbook.
Ooh, I like that. Let's take a look at the names. Eli, Zers, Trev, Nix, Spider, couple that you know and love, and then some community favorites, Reno Skyline. And if you've ever watched any of the Siege Double Shot, you've seen quite a few of these guys. Porkins, Calico Rusty, Nice Guy Jake, who I believe just had a birthday the other day. Happy belated birthday, Nice Guy Jake. And MCR.
Yeah, that's right. This is definitely a very cool stack, I think, from the Turtle Tactics side. They're playing, like we said, off of Mint's Unwanted Scrapbook. So everything we got a chance to see during SI, these guys are playing out here tonight. And Reno Skyline has had some success. They've had some struggles, looking to make a mark here in the Outlast Contender League. And said it, Stratbook is open. What's it going to be, my friend? I know, you could have guessed it.
Yeah, where are we going? Surprise, surprise, we head to the labs. It seems to be everybody's favorite, and you know what? This is a trend I can get on. Nighthaven is such a great map, and I like seeing it over Clubhouse, over Cafe, over even Chalet, some of those more traditional maps. It just gives you a ton to look at, a lot of different strats, including that new strat book that was very successful. And we'll take a look at what they're going to do today. It's a best of one, a sprint to the end here.
Yeah, no, it almost feels like too short of a show here for the evening for the start, but alas, this is it. We're going to get to see one map between these two. Nighthaven Labs is the place, my friend. You said it.
Okay, Turtle Tactics starting on the attack side. The story will be told, as you have heard, by how the bands play out. I think for Nighthaven, we've kind of had a little bit of a wrench thrown in the last couple of times that we cast it, because some of those operators that you know will be banned on Nighthaven have made it through, including like the Azami holding on to that catwalk section up on the 2F. We'll see if it plays out that same way. Blackbeard going to be the first, and there's no surprises there.
Now, Blackbeard has been terrible to deal with, and no real change as we've moved in here to Year 10, Season 1. Again, prep phase finally here as we're getting ready for Siege X, which gets revealed next week. Actually, I think it's a week from today is that Siege X reveal. So we're going to see how the shields are going to change up, but Year 10, Season 1... no change basically from a shield perspective. The teams still continue to hate having Blackbeard against them.
Yeah, which is fun because he was the most like ban him forever type of operator in our interview questions, and now he's the most banned inside of the operator ban. So, full circle. Maverick, the next one to fall. No surprises there. Essential for taking on that 2F area, especially to get those bandits taken care of. Tubrow, the next to fall. Also unsurprising, as it just slows down any sort of momentum you have for getting those entries open or getting those main breaches opened up and applying that quick early pressure. And then they heard me say it. Don't bring the Azami. That it is. It's banned.
Yeah, I mean, the Zami changes the way this whole map is played out. And when we saw it, like we said, I think Unnamed said 10 times just in the past week, got a chance to see Nighthaven. It has absolutely moved into the essential map from a competitive standpoint. The teams absolutely love this map, and it feels like it's becoming a bit of a comfort pick at this point, rather than kind of the cool new map they're trying to figure out strats. This has absolutely moved in, and to me feels like it sort of replaced Oregon as that comfort pick where everybody has got a good plan for Nighthaven.
I will not hear this blasphemy. Nighthaven is not Oregon. It's so much better. There's so many different strats. Even if we play it a lot, you get a different look all the time, and different looks that are like wildly different. Like going down and trying to take tank assembly with 0 hard breach, right? Like all kinds of variables. Yes, it gets played a lot more, but that's because everybody, like you said, they do have a strat for it, and it's all different. Unlike Oregon, where it was the same thing for millions
over and over and over again.
Yeah. Monty on the board as they're going to be taking up some space of that walking drone. Speaking of not bringing that kind of standard lineup that we think for the attack side, they only went with 1 hard breach this time, and with no Maverick on the board. It feels a little iffy, you know. If they're able to K trick at least even once, they're going to put themselves in trouble of trying to get this thing opened up.
Okay, how's it going to play out? You said it. The fact that they don't have the Mav really, again, changes this up. But one of the things about this 2F, so easy to clear out the floor and try and prevent the Cade from working the trick and the operator to do it. That's Zofia. There it is. Taking 1 shot. No way. He did Cade trick it. Even with her playing downstairs. Zof is downstairs, clears the utility.
Doesn't even have to be on it. Doesn't even clear the utility. He's got that still in pocket. He's making that happen. Oh, I guess she did maybe shoot it, and this is going to be huge. They're going to get part of it open, but that's where it's going to stay. You're not getting inside of that main breach now. Just going to be a cutoff rotation. Huge play. 3 C4s to be able to deal with anybody that tries to make a trade-in through the back side here. But playing spoiler down below. Valkyrie, we've talked about how essential she is for that, creating those opportunities. She's going to play impact player. She's coming up Exo.
Boy, you still have got, from the Skyline perspective here on defense, not everybody upstairs. Valkyrie down in the basement and the Legion holding down this first floor. So they're taking a pretty wide range here from a defensive perspective, holding on, stalling out this attack. They did a great job utility-wise, doing the K-trick upstairs to stop the open breach, and now working on, they've got to worry about this Valkyrie down below, and I don't get a good sense that Turtle Tactics knows that she's down there at this point. And unfortunately, Spider gone. I wasn't sure. Did he get taken out before he left the game?
I don't know that he did. Oh, Rusty sends one deep, and Eli pays the price. Starting to open up on the backside now, and that's going to be Nightmare to take one off the board as he gets the answer back. Calico able to find Trev as well, so body bounce to be had heavily in the favor of the defense. Now it gets a little closer to the equalization. So they're able to find one that goes down. It was a tough kill. Still maintain the body bounce, though. 19 seconds left. Attack is going to be put on the back foot. Except
what a
shot in the back. Nyx just goes no sound cues, I guess, for the Legion. Just walks in, finds Legion, shoots him in the back, and now has taken up an incredible amount of space.
Not enough time,
6
though.
seconds left, but he's got the pressure. Nope, there it was. If that catwalk person gets up and is an impact player, they can plant, but not going to be the case this time.
Well, there's the time waste in play there from the Reno Skyline defense. They're able to play and hold on across the board, stopping the Turtle Tactics from really making any sort of a big rotate. But for the most part, they didn't work on sort of a full map clear. Very focused upstairs, gaining control of rafters, but then rotating around to the river stairs, he's able to win the battle against Legion, who had made the rotate back up. Overall, that the loss of Hard Breach was really not what seemed like it was holding Turtle Tactics back. Reno just did a good job of being a little bit spread out, so I could see a very good attacking team punishing them for being overly spread out. That's the risk that I think Reno has got to worry about. Is it didn't seem like they weren't holding great positions all over the map, very spread out. And if Turtle Tactics had, I think, taken a little bit more aggressive roam clear approach, they could have put them in some danger. So we'll see as that plays out whether or not there's any sort of a change-up. But we're going to see the basement site now as soon as we can get Spider back in the lobby.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but that Cade, the thing is that Cade being able to bring it out was huge. I mean, they stopped that main breach. If they get that thing open, if Zofia is able to get the kill instead of just the gadgetry, then man, we could have seen a different scoreline here because then things are opened up. Then the pressure is lost there. Then the C4 might be a little bit more difficult to get because somebody's holding that angle, forcing you back off the wall. Either way, good first round. Tank assembly to start us out next with the operators that we're seeing, kind of looking like a little bit of that, maybe a little bunker down-ish, right? Legion to stop those Cades, potentially on the wall, mirror for that long distance, and then the double area denial by Goyo and Smoke to make sure they can't just get in quick and plan. Either way, having some trouble getting the person back in the lobby, so we're going to do what must be done. A quick break is coming for you guys while we see what the deal is and hope and pray that we're not going to have a rehost. Sit back, relax, because when we come back, we'll bring you the end of the first map. What's up and welcome back. Well, chat, I'm so sorry that I cursed us with the rehost speech sometimes, and this is going to blow a lot of your minds. I don't think before I speak. So yeah, rehost happened. It's over, but we got it out of the way, right, Whiskey?
That's right. The rehost done. Not going to happen again. It's a best of one. We're going to get through the rest of these rounds problem-free. I'm going to give you a little insight into the script there. So the next place the script happens, though, in the basement downstairs. And we saw Turtle Tactics take a pretty direct approach upstairs on the 2F. We'll see how they handle the basement. Not a lot of hard breach on that second floor attack. So now for the basement attack, sort of a similar setup. But, oh, interesting. They are going to bring out... Oh, they got Hibana and Ace right now.
Yeah, what? We're in Bizarro land. Instead of bringing the double up top, they doubled down below. Well, I mean, you got to get the hatches open, got to do some special attention towards that breach. And you know what? It's a little bit of an adaptation here because K did a wonderful job of making sure that they could not get that open. So at the very least, you need some EMPs. At the very most, bring on that double down.
Look at this. And you've got the self-breach. Man, he did change off of the Hibana, but playing the self-breaching there of the Striker. He's going to get that one open. Yes, okay, working on tricking it, but did he miss it?
Oh,
no
what
way.
A play. Rusty, a Cade demon when it comes to the trick
no
style.
No way.
Okay, that takes one of the canopers on, but now you still got your work cut out for you. You still got two Cades because you weren't unfortunately able to stop that single wall, so you can put some work towards these Selma charges, but Cade's going to have to pay a little bit, or Cade, Ace is going to have to pay a little bit of attention up top because you still got to have that vertical play.
Man, they have been right now. Reno has had an unbelievable run here at using the electricity tricking, even without the Tubrao on board. You know, he's one of the band operators, not able to use the electricity to get through it. It's crazy how good the tricks have been, even using Cade, not even on the Bandit. I'm pretty impressed with how well that's gone so far. So Turtle Tactics fighting away around it, haven't caught any luck from that perspective. So. Got Spider upstairs, working that vertical hard breach. I know we talk about it all the time. The alternative here to the direct approach downstairs in the basement, you got to have the vertical open. And this combination of Eli here and all of these soft breaches now doing the work of opening that vertical.
Yeah, and Selma charge went out to open that hatch. It does take two. Nick's able to find the first off the board as Porkin's life is forfeit, and that's a huge pick. Not only is it the Miragon, but that is also one of those impactful C4s that can't be used to go fishing for some kills on the top.
I love the placement of that BP. I don't think we typically see the BP placed that far over in the corner. A lot of times you're coming down those stairs very much focused on what's going on EXO and not looking over to the side pretty far for that cam. The Twitch drone caught it and going to clear it out there, but there's a good placement there from an intel perspective. Now they've got control in Animus, working it, 45 seconds left, and 9 players left in live in the lobby.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath now with 35 starting to count down, making this final bit of a push in. There's a Legion Goo to slow down the Twitch, but just like that, Blitz starts going for the plant, but a well-placed smoke grenade going to stop that in its tracks. Spider with the double, and it falls apart for the defense. 23 left, but this one is just about in the books. Get this plant down now. Of course, Legion here does have the play. He's coming out. They're not looking. He's going to get himself a free swing here on that vertical play. Good night. Finds the first one. Now he's going to make the rotate towards the hatch. Has to do a retake scenario. Still have a C4, but they are both outside of sight here. That's going to be Sky to find, or
that's
Calico
a huge
find
pick.
Another kill, and a C4 to ring out. Might take this blitz down. No, instead, Rusty fires back. It's a pistol pop. Sees him coming down the stairs. He's on pace for the ace now. 2 more, and he's brought this back into contention. But you got to have 7 seconds on the board. So now it counts down 10 seconds, and you got a blitz in your face. Oh, man, tough position to find yourself in. It's the long rotate, but it's a too little, too late scenario as the attack was able to push in and find one.
Wow, it sounded like, you know, he had maybe an option here. Nyx is going to be the one that finishes it off, gets the pad on the KD after pulling the Legion goo out, but boy, what a bit of a collapse there for the defense. They're holding on in a 5v4 scenario, looking like they had all of the positions in place. Turtle Tactics working on opening up the vertical, and Reno thought they had a good hold in play, but like you said, completely fell apart off the back of that double. Well played from Turtle Tactics, and then get the plant down, hold, and then, boy, what a roller coaster of emotions. I thought for sure the shot upstairs, holding first floor, taking down Spider with the ace upstairs, that losing the vertical control. Thought maybe we'd see Skyline come back, but just not enough gas in the tank, ran out of time. Well played there from both sides. And not going to recheck the basement. They're going to go first floor, control storage.
Yeah, a little bit of keep the rotate going. You see that a lot. Some of the higher echelons of Siege play. It's not the ego check. It's the, you know what? Okay, we learned from that one. Now let's learn from the next one, whether it's a win or a loss. So take it to the Terse site. A little bit of a dedication to that investment up top. You see Bandit on the board, getting ready to make sure they are not going to be entering easy. Castle to help slow them down as well. Other than that, it's business as normal for Reno Skyline, as they've got a couple of slowdown operators, Legion and Malusi on the board. This time, nice guy Jake lean into some of that intel denial.
Nyx back on the Monty. We saw him just be dominant as a part of that first floor win. Or I should say first floor, the first round. Reno did win that round, but Nyx was a demon on the Monty, just not able to close it out. So he's going to try this time. Can he find a way to get his team over the hump here and win on the first floor? So they're working, getting set up for potentially a quick execute, but don't have the vertical in play. Or they've got they do have a hole open on the floor to put some pressure on Jake here, holding on to the storage room.
Yeah, who's down there? Because they seem to think somebody is. They've got the look at that, a lot of investment, and they're going to be able to get this wall opened up. It looks like they got some intel that something's going on, but could find
what
his
a
life
shot!
Jesus, if he's not careful and looking towards that window, but Calico able to take Trev off the board. That's going to put the man advantage into the hands of Reno.
Yep, fantastic shot there, taking down Trev Mack. That's unfortunate for this team, losing the Thatcher, but they did do a bit of the work. They've already got the second floor IT open. They haven't identified where Calico is playing yet from this point, so he's holding upstairs in servers. Turtle Tactics is going to need to find him before they can even get a real position down on that first floor in storage, because that looked like where they were setting up to plant, but got to work on now clearing some of this. And currently, I was going to say, all four left alive are still outside this building. And starting to tick down the time. We're getting close to that 1 minute mark without a lot of map control established here from Turtle Tactics.
Oh, look at that. Can be caught unaware. He's waiting for the rotate back, but the homie's there. They're going to set up with the cross to potentially hold on to him here. They're getting the intel, and there it is. The hero of the last round taken off the board. Down goes Calico. Porkins to follow, so the main advantage will shift now into the hands of Turtle Tactics as they find themselves in quite a bit better position to start to get onto that execute. Shots onto the window is going to see Rusty's life forfeit. Now puts us into a 4-2. They've got him on cam, but it's not really going to matter much. At this point, the defense is starting to feel the pressure. Shots from behind. Is he going to turn around and look? It's like, did he know? There you go.
What
Jesus.
is going on?
Yeah, Mr. MCR takes one off the board. Now puts us into a 3-1. Still a tough position as the plant starts to go down. The cross is held. It's a little bit of a crouch tactic. Pops up and finds him one. Spider to take him off the board.
Even after all of the up and down, the back and forth of that round, even pushing it a little bit late, Turtle Tactics found all of the control they needed to be able to plant there in storage, and Reno had to fight themselves back. Again, it felt like a sort of a late push, but right now Turtle Tactics doing a great job of, even if they're starting the round late, getting all of the control they need, pushing Skyline out of the position they want to plant, and then it feels like Skyline is fighting to get back into near the plant going down, and Turtle Tactics doing a good job of holding. So 2 in a row for them. Going back upstairs here as we start round 4 to the second floor. We did see Reno Skyline win on this round in what was a 4v5 since Spider had a DC. So this will be the first time we see them evenly matched on this second floor for the entire round, and should be the best opportunity for Reno Skyline to get a defensive win here.
Okay, 2 to the attack. Found it, got the job done. The slow collapse, checked boxes, got it done. It's going to be the adaptation here. Back up to the 2F, you say? Okay, I'm with it. Some intel out. Is Valkyrie going to be trying to get playing for that C4? Does she go back down below? Almost would assume so, right? Have that Valkyrie down there. It was really impactful, even though she didn't get the C4 kill last time.
I mean, for sure, tied it up, distracted the team, and yeah, getting the cameras in place, walking to make sure that there's no drones, so be able to get the camera down without this Turtle Tactics team identifying that, because they didn't bring it out on IQ, and they have not shown an IQ, I don't think, in any of these rounds, so they're not so much worried about the electronic intel that Reno Skyline's bringing to the table, feel confident about where those pieces of utility are going to be, and then dealing with it, so Reno has been using it every round, whether it's the Valkyrie using those Cade Claws. Turtle Tactics has done a good job of still, even without that IQ, identifying and dealing with it.
Okay, a little bit of a hurry up and wait scenario as the drones start to get in. Some EMPs to help open it up. They're going to go for the trick here, but it's going to be on the wrong side, so he's going to make a tactical retreat back into the safety of sight. Live to fight another day. Use one of those glorious C4s. 3 on the board, mind you, Whiskey.
I think that's the only time we haven't seen the Cade trick work in this case. So you said it. The C4 comes out. Nick's back on that Monty, holding down this time, pushing up those warehouse stairs, dealing with the Malusi. But look at that, Calico playing. Where was he? Oh, yep, a first floor play. So Reno is still taking advantage of sort of the lack of roam clear that Turtle Tactics has been bringing out.
You see what they did here, too? They threw the C4 and then immediately barricaded that rotate up. Now, they do have a Thatcher on the board and a couple of Selma charges, so they will be able to get it opened back up. But interesting bit of play here. You said it, too, on the first floor. Calico at 5 and 2. Going to start making himself deemed the win condition. Rusty able to find Eli off the board, and that feels like a repeat. So we now find ourselves in a 5-3.
Yeah, that's quite a few C4s here that we've seen connect with players, and that was a huge opportunity there for Skyline, getting themselves in that 5-3 scenario. So again, we said their best opportunity. They've got a ton of this space opened up, but unfortunately, because it was Ace, Monty's going to have to lower his shield to walk in, but he does manage to gain control, play the walking drone. Legion able to get Tagu over his shoulder, though, with 35 seconds left.
Yeah, Flash is coming out, and chaos starts to ensue. It's going to be a pistol pop from Nyx to take the hero of the last round off the board. Trev now goes down. Jeez, just a slew of effort out of Reno, and they're able to finally take the Monty down and secure themselves around.
Interesting, we haven't seen, and typically you're seeing the Dokkaebi band, you're seeing, some of the roam clear operators band. In this case, none of those. So they have all of those operators available. Jackal, the Dokkaebi, but not using them at all. Using for more of the direct approach. Spider continuing to play on that ace, but I like the setup, the change we're seeing from the defense, running the pulse as the alternative here. As they go down to the basement, I like that changeup. Really sticking with the C4s. If you check it out, man, they are feeling those. 5. Every defensive operator bringing along a C4 this time.
I honestly love that. That fills my heart with joy. Every member wanting to deliver that destruction. Now, here's the question. Does that mean that we're not going to see any of that investment into the first floor? I think not. Mute's up here getting set up right now.
We did see when they played the basement that Turtle Tactics did enter the building up on the second floor and work to gain some of that vertical control. So they didn't really spend time clearing the map. I feel like that's sort of a big change up in the way that we've seen it. They're not going for a tremendous amount of map control, but they are utilizing all 3 floors of the map to gain entry. So I think having someone from the defense up on that second floor, good call. They lost a couple of those upstairs battles, which set up a plant when we saw basement back on round 2 that Turtle Tactics did win. So this time we'll see them take maybe a little bit of a similar approach. You can see them droning up here on the second floor. So they're expecting the more of the heavy roam game, or at least extended play from Reno.
Yeah, only one really up top is going to be the Pulse. He's looking for that second floor play that you were just talking about. Get a quick entry kill and then get himself down back to site. Maintain that man advantage. We'll see if Pulse can have that impact play. They're starting to take up some space here. Both shields made it into the first floor. They start to do the clear job, sussed out on the camera, so Pulse will now have that intel of exactly where they have made that push to, which is going to prompt a little drone action out of the shields. Not a bad idea.
We see at this point, now Reno Skyline has made the full bunker back down. Everybody in the basement, and that feels pretty early with the way that they have been playing Nighthaven so far, right? And to have all 5 of the players in sight, especially in the basement here, they're for sure leaning into the C4. So hoping that Turtle Tactics was going to waste enough time upstairs on the first and second floor, and then able to clear this out using C4s as the alternative. So it's definitely a change in strategy we're seeing here from this defense. And the question is, how is Turtle Tactics going to respond? Reno Skyline is going to have to hit their shots, though, because a little bit of a sitting duck scenario here for this team downstairs.
Yeah, hit their shots, but do it with explosions. Look, they're prime prep and ready, and he's got a little bit of the ping. Oh, not able to find anything just yet. Oh, no!
What a miss! No!
Throw. Nobody there in case he made it anyways, and that's going to be 2 C4s now down as the shield make their way down the staircase. Oh,
what a miss!
Man, almost finds him through that that ping out, but not going to be able to do it. So we still sit 5 alive here with 51 left on the board. A lot of soft breach getting opened up right now as the Ram is now starting to put the work in. All of the clutch gone. There's the Blitz coming in with a pistol pop, and Valkyrie going to find their lives forfeit, but not before Porkins is able to take Zer down. So plant going down. Spider able to find one on Rusty. This is that crazy hold where there's just not much you can do once they get in unless you got a C4. It's all going to be on the shoulders of Porkins for this one as they stop the plant, and they've got people up top as well. This one might be in the books here. I don't want to call it early, but this is a tough takedown, and now with 1 left alive, it's all going to be on the shoulders of Porkin. He finds one. 26 still to go, looking for some vertical play here, but they're not gonna give him any of that. They're not gonna throw any bodies. They know exactly where he's got to come from. A well-placed C4 could mean the difference between over and not here, and instead it's going to be vertical pressure from below. Spider going to find themselves another kill.
Wow. Well played there in the basement. Turtle Tactics coming up with a win, putting themselves on that 3 rounds already on the attacking side in Nighthaven. And we've been talking about it all week because it's been the favorite map here as we've gone into March. Everyone's loving Nighthaven. A lot of defensive rounds. I don't think we've seen most of them have gone defensive. So right now, giving a little bit of an edge here to the Turtle Tactics team and playing shields really well. That combo of the Blitz Monty downstairs, they gained control of EXO. And even though Reno Skyline did a good job holding and wasting a little bit of time and then playing for the C4, they seemed to slow Turtle Tactics down from really gaining some of that space. They had to be careful about where they were playing, where they were looking because of the C4s downstairs. But once they got a little bit of control down in EXO, able to take down the Valk, gain a little bit of that shield control, and then plant in that corner on default, Turtle Tactics was very difficult to shut down after that point. So we're going to see the first floor again. Reno has the option to go back to the basement, but not feeling confident there. We're going to play the tertiary site again.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. One more round in the first half before we see the op swap. Take it back to the Tersh because this is the site that they also, of course, learned something on. has yet to be tested in the second iteration. This time, the Fenrir being brought out. So really kind of going to, with the Fenrir, the Legion, and the Melusi, they're really leaning into really trying to slow them down. And it's a good thing because shields have been prevalent through almost every round so far, if not every one.
Well, and Nyx is certainly a tremendous Monty player. And if you look up, Mint on his Liquipedia page, known for being a blitz main, and we saw an awful lot of shields being played by this unwanted team during SI. So if you're leaning into the same tactics, using the strap hook, that is something that Reno Skyline absolutely knew they were going to need to deal with. The Zofia coming down from below again, opening up that vertical space, going to make it tough here. But boy, they seem like they were going for the quick execute, but losing one early. It's unfortunate. Spider goes down.
Yep, and that's a tough one, too. Is the frag leader off the board for Turtle Tactics. They made their way inside, but oh my lord. Nick's just allowed to bring the pistol out, make these engagements. They feed him one-on-one, and he's just better in that situation. Finds himself in a 4v2 now, with just Porkins and Rusty left alive. Looking towards that long angle, but it's going to be the plant on the window as it starts to go down. A 4v1 now. It finds one. They're going to go ahead and stick the plant, and that's going to be a full shield stick with vertical presence. Not an ideal situation if you're a Reno Skyline fan.
Couple Pokeballs going to come out, but you said it. At this point, it's only going to be padding the KD. Rusty would have a very difficult time taking the shield battle with the vertical coverages. You said it. Maybe going for the kill, but he's got to know that they've got vertical control upstairs rather than somebody holding over on the control side.
Yep, a couple of pings go out, but it's going to be all for naught here. So there's only 3 seconds left in which to act, so maybe some impactless kills here as he's going to find one, just one for the ego. Oh, man.
Okay,
He was on the money for it, almost found himself a second. Still wouldn't have been enough time, but the confidence you would gain from that could be priceless.
All right, attacker side of Nighthaven, 4 there for the Turtle Tactics on their attack, and they wanted to start on attack. They're starting on attack on OT, so they feel, I would guess at this point, very comfortable with the way the map is going. So Reno had a good start, felt like they won that first round, and then ever since the rehost, it's been a bit of a battle back ever since. They were able to find only wins on that 2F site on their defensive half, so now we get a chance to see how are they going to play out Nighthaven from the attacking standpoint. Taking a look at how Turtle Tactics, so setting up the defense. Ella, man, just continuing to be an important part of the defensive lineups, and the big one for me, Mira, completely changing up the way that that the attacking team is going to have to approach it. They have to find a way to deal with it. Bring along the operators, whether or not it's a Twitch, whether or not it's the Ash. Ace is just, to me, not good enough to be able to deal with the Miras and work on getting all of the sight lines that they need. So they're going to need to bring along something extra here.
Yep, doubled up on it. Spider and Nightmare, some shotgun playing hands. A Bailiff out of the Fenrir. They're going to be putting that work in, looking for some drones, or at least taking away the opportunity to get some into that river stair area. And then there's that Fenrir. That is such a difficult one. You almost have to bring along a Twitch or something to get rid of it. They're getting real cheeky with their Fenrir placements run.
Yeah, we've seen that exact placement last night in the Nighthaven map that we got a chance to cast. So good. It was very difficult for the attackers to try and walk in. You're forced to turn your back after walking in IT to be able to clear out that. You can't shoot it from the side. You have to walk forward and look backward to be able to get a shot on that if you're not using some explosives to clear it out. So that is a fantastic Fenrir location. And I think, we'll see obviously how this Year 10 Season 1 plays out, whether or not we're going to see a change-up in the way that the defensive operators are playing. But Nyx to go down initially, that's the mute. Passive util, though, so all of those mute jammers going to be down, but he's going to be on the cams for the rest of this round.
Okay, 5v4 as the first minute is gone. Getting some drones in. They're getting some intel. Going to start to make that final push. They're held on many fronts here, above and below, and he's going to be rewarded for it. Eli takes Porkins off the board and equalizes on the man count, and even though they're going to get that main breach opened up, they've done the job. They've done their work.
F not ready to go.
Okay, 4-2, a minute and a half. We got half this round left. What is this Reno Skyline team going to work on? Spending time outside, trying to gain some control. Man, running the LMG on the gridlock, the thick lock as well. Interesting choice there. But the nades going out. They're working on clearing some of this space, and they've really sort of trapped Turtle Tactics back in. They're very much bottled up here on site, but the problem is the 2F site on Nighthaven is so good to hold, even in a bunker down situation.
Especially when you got a mirror on the board. You see Grim making the push up there, and then Autumn immediately nopes right back on out. So a C4 is set and ready. Could be rewarded with a double if he sends it. Instead, they're going for that impact EMP, maybe to draw. Oh, there it is. Good night.
Wow.
Not going to find two, but does get rewarded for one. Finds a second, though, is on the triple kill, and they're going to answer back as Calico is able to take him off the board now into a 3v2. 38 seconds left. Starting to make that final bit of push in here from Electrical and Connector both sides. They're still got these Fenrir gadgets to deal with, and because he's alive, he can keep switching them around. They've got the number, and it is a long angle to try and find that kill.
Oh, yeah, this is a tough push in. Nice guy Jake gonna find one. He's the last one left alive, sitting at 2-4-2, struggling to really be that impact player, but he's gonna jump in. Zers finding him on the long angle.
Yeah, okay. Man, seems like it started going their direction and then quickly fell apart. Round number 8 is where we're going to see it. Man, this one is starting to rapidly come to a close as Turtle Tactics now just one away from that coveted match point scenario. Needs to see some work out of Reno. It's time to wake up, open your wings, and soar. What are they going to do on the attack side of it? They're going to switch it up a little bit, at least initially showing with the Deimos.
And bringing out the Ash. See, it seemed like a bit of a miss. Those mirror windows were just in play, not really dealt with as part of the attack. It was very much on a IT and connector-sided push. Not a lot of pressure from the river side. It felt a little bit too one or maybe two-dimensional there from the Reno Skyline attack. Turtle Tactics was able to shut it down. So this time, they're not going to go to the basement. They're going to hold on to this first floor site. So a little bit of a change-up in the rotation order. It's been very common for Nighthaven to go 2F basement first floor. This time, this team going to change it up. And setting up much like you would on that 2F site, though, holding upstairs. You can see even the mirror windows going upstairs, holding on some of these angles. Mirror going to take up that very strong defensive position, sort of holding on to the rafters connector area again.
I like this. Pretty spread out, right? 3 people up top, 1 down in the control, 1 in storage. It's not bad. The thing is if they're able to, well, actually, I actually like it a lot. Now, the more that I think about it, because when you leave one person down in sight, obviously the IGL is going to go, you know what? Let's just site direct, hold the top, get the turtle plant, and then send it. So 2 down there below is going to make it a lot tougher to push in, and since they've got the the breach knot on both sides of that 2F, it's not going to allow them to just push in and find picks, which is exactly what Gridlock and Deimos going to try to do right now.
They switched off the Ash, and Jake switching onto that Twitch, so he's got a lot of work cut out for him clearing out some of this utility. You've got the bandit traps and the mirrors, but blocked off by the mute jammer is going to make that a little bit more difficult, and this is an important one. They're going to try for the nades as one way of trying to get rid of that utility, but bandit, look at this, going right back up, going for the trick. Another nade's going to have to come out quick.
Well, not quick. Wait for him to get started. Oh,
what a shot!
Baby! Aim Lab pays off, and he's able to find the C4 out of the air, and Nightmare Nix gets taken down, so the man advantage will be into the hands of Reno. Deimos looking to get active towards that same long angle that they were dealing with earlier, but this time they're going to open it up. This time a Selma charge is going to stop that mirror play, and the defense starting to get a little pressed here on the second floor.
The thing is, all this action's been happening upstairs on the second floor, and that is not sight. They've got to gain control of this, gain some vertical, and then still have to push downstairs to get the plant. In a 5v3 scenario, this is looking much better for the Skyline team now. 5v2, putting together a great attack here. They have gained all the space they need upstairs. Now's the time to make the push down. Gain first floor, look for this plant, or are they going to go straight for the kills?
Oh, you know what? Just go straight for the kills. Just send it. Trev goes down, which now puts us into a 5v1, but he's all the way in the basement. Trying to get some of that vertical play. Maybe stop the plant if it starts going down, and he's got the intel on it. They didn't have really any cameras outside of that BP that was used inside of sight. It's a dangerous call. Very high risk, high reward. Instead, he makes his way all the way back up to the first floor. Not going to play for that vertical. Just really try to deny them getting into sight, which is exactly what they've done. Caught on the cross, and he's going to be sussed out. Good night, sleep tight. Was that a trade? Wow.
I think it was a trade at
what
the
a
end.
flick.
To me, I love that play that that he had running through the basement, right? You know that Skyline is up on the second floor, looking down for the vertical, gaining space, trying to find where are they going to make the plant, looking for that defensive operator. And the fact that he's in the basement, they didn't waste any of their vertical utility on trying to open up shots from the basement to the first floor, or from the first floor to the basement. So great place for a defender to hide. Thought we might see a little bit of that flank action come out, surprise the Skyline team. Got close to it, but ultimately it didn't work. But I really love the way that they had set that up initially.
Down to the basement. Said they got to be perfect for... Well, no, we didn't say they had to be perfect. They just did it perfectly. Reno Skyline gets one closer to tying us up. Now 2 down. Gonna have to do some basement approach here. Gonna see a kind of a different approach out of the Turtle Tactics squad. Bringing out doubled up on that intel. I like bringing the Mozzie and the Valkyrie out. In a game of intel and opportunity, Whiskey, these two are the kings. And then couple it with area denial and slowdown of Castle. This can be a very fortified site with some potential to have some roam that can still not devastate you if they get taken down early.
That's right. Still working on site setup here from the Turtle Tactics side. You got the Mozzie, the Goyo still working on getting some of this this utility in place. Plenty of time though. Reno Skyline working on droning. This time they're doing more of a looks like a complete clear here. They're working on opening up all of the second floor sites, making sure no one is upstairs, which certainly he is. Zer's upstairs playing the castle, holding on to this second floor site, playing top river, taking some shots, distracting this Reno Skyline team. I'm hoping they're going to use the Deimos to identify him. Going to go for Mozzie instead. He's going to make his rotate back down to the basement.
Not a bad call. Still 5 alive within the first minute. A lot of drones getting in, doing their work. The Deimos pings. They're gonna, oh man, they are gonna open up that castle, and he almost gets.
What a miss! What?
And oh, what? Okay, well there you go. Eli's able to finish it off. Nightmare and Nix take Rusty down, so now the main advantage to be had heavily in favor of Turtle Tactics. It comes at a devastating loss. Castle is low. Eli is about halfway. I mean, it's not. I guess it's not the end of the world, but definitely, they didn't know that it was going to go that way. Eli finds another one on the nice guy, and now puts us into a 5-2, 4-2 MCR.
Okay.
Eli off the board.
I love the Deimos play here. Deimos is such a good attacking operator. I think that he's being underplayed right now in the general competitive scene in the T4, T3 arena. So would love to see him being played more. He is just that good. We've seen the pros use him for a reason. Roam clear, a tremendous gun, and right there you just saw why. As long as he's in a safe space, able to put a ton of pressure on the defense as they are making their way around. So in this case, not enough players, not enough time maybe to utilize him in the way that they need to. And he's trying to avoid C4s from down below. Still have got one more. Nix and that Valkyrie holding on. So it's a lot of this explosive devastation they have to worry about. And with 45 seconds left, Porkins and McRae have their work cut out for them.
That's right. Porkins able to find one, gets a little closer to equalizing on the score line. 33 seconds. Hatch is soft, so they'll be able to get that open without any difficulty. Sending a drone. They're still doing the looky-loo game here, trying to find one from above to make that equalization so they can potentially start to get a plant down, but now they got some barricades to go through. Is here. That's going to reveal a location. Now they know that that is where the push is coming from, so just hold the angle, play off the trade. A C4 goes out.
What a shot!
MCR is able to take Nightmare off the board, and look at that! A triple kill. Has to get the plant down 5 seconds as he starts to go for it, but they're not ready! Spider comes with a vector and takes him out.
You He goes for the pickup instead, trying to keep one extra body alive to help protect the plant. It was unfortunate timing. Even though they had that incredible down and that incredible play there to shut Turtle Tactics down in the last few seconds of that round, unfortunately falls apart. And that, my friend, is now, you can say it this time, match point scenario for Turtle Tactics. We're in a best of one between these two teams in the Outlast Classic Series Season 6 Contender League game. One more round away. Skyline is going to have to be perfect for 3 to send this thing to overtime.
Perfect for 3. Spider just being incredible. The savior of that last round. See if he's able to clench them one more. Puts himself onto the Mira. And look at this. Look at this pro strat. We've seen this once or twice. Hide the Clash in the corner. Shoot all the drones. Then you got no idea that you got a shield in your face on the defensive side. That's fun.
Yep, it has been very effective. Interesting they're choosing to try and hide it in IT. It's a high traffic area, I suppose, for drones, rather than trying to hold over on the control side of the site.
But they did it at SI. Held them in the corner there. Kept somebody to keep the drones because you drone in and then you go to the left to check out site. Unless you're getting a drone set up in there, which is almost assuredly going to be sussed out, you don't have a reason to go all the way that deep in.
That's true. I mean, and that's exactly what we're getting a chance to see. If you're just joining us, this Turtle Tactics team, led by Mint as the coach, playing out of the unwanted SI strat book here, seeing what this T2, T3 team can do to get themselves ready for, I'm pretty sure, Challenger League, which is coming up. The NA region next weekend, and LATAM starts tomorrow at noon.
Ooh, man, I think we know somebody who's going to be streaming that.
That's right. Right back here live on the Siege Double Shot for starting off the Challenger Series. All of the community casting done here by this crew. So much appreciate you guys stopping by tomorrow. But we still got to finish this round out. Skyline, perfect for 3. Can they do it? Have to deal with Nyx on the Clash, though, unfortunately. Plus the combination of the Bandit and the Mira is a very good defensive lineup. And got some of this hard breach in play. Working on opening it now. The combination of the can openers from Jake and those ace charges from Rusty. And you've got a lot of utility here from the Capitao as well. Hopefully clear out, push some of these defenders out of position.
Buck's starting to put that pressure on. Nobody really there to answer just yet. They're meaning that they've got some free space to take up here. Oh my lord, might have the play on the Clash. He starts to walk over some of those dangerous vertical holes that Buck has made, but alas, he will live. As they start to put some fire in on him, he's forced to press up. He's cut off from all angles now, and you know what? They're gonna take him. Calico takes down Nyx off the board. That's the man advantage, and that's your defensive shield, Gonzo. But, you know, it's Spider. Spider with a Vector. He's going to run up and take one. That's going to be now equalized on the man count. He has become the win condition. The savior of the people. Spider needs to be taken down.
Zer's just running.
Jesus. Broke a rule 1, and that was it. Your life is forfeit at that point. Man advantage back into the hands of the defense, but Eli able to equalize here. Trev to find one, and now it's starting to fall apart. Match point scenario, smokes go out, and they're going to take down another now into a 2v2. Calico takes down Eli. Spider again! The man is unstoppable as he takes down Calico. Rusty, the last alive to get it done. A couple of pre-fires, and now it's some disorientation coming off as those Grismont mines go. That reveals the location, so he knows that one is close. And that's going to do it. Spider, the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned, is going to clutch it up for his team, and they are going to do it dramatically.
You said it, my friend. A 7-3 victory here for Turtle Tactics on what was the single map, the best of 3 here, or the best of 1 here in this game. Unfortunate for the Reno Skyline team. They did a hell of a job trying to hold on. Not quite enough, though. Not able to find a win here on this round. Looked good. They had some bright spots. They had some moments. But right now it kind of looks like that Turtle Tactics strat book coming out from Unwanted. Just a little bit better here on Nighthaven. Once again, we got to see Nighthaven, man. We're going to see every possible strat for this map, it feels like, my friend.
I'm writing them all down. By the end of it, we're gonna have our own Mint strat book. And Mint, if you want to let us take a peek at that, we're totally fine. We'll keep it under wraps. You just let us know.
They're making it available to everybody, streaming the strategy sessions, streaming the scrims. I really like this. I'm glad that we got a chance to cast one of these, be a part of sort of this social experiment here in Rainbow Six Siege. It's been fun, and congratulations to that team for picking up a win. The Outlast Classic Series Contender League is just kicking off. We're starting the group stage. Many of those games just kicking off here for this first week of gameplay now. There's a lot of Siege going on, though. Denver LAN happening this weekend. Like we said, the how do we say
Challenger?
Challenger Series. I keep trying to say Challenger League, but Challenger Series happening here in the NAL LATAM region to start off with tomorrow and Sunday, and then the NAL teams kicking off the next weekend. Again, there's going to be a lot of competition there. All open. Anybody can join. Your 5-stack can join and take a shot at getting a spot in the NAL.
That's right. And you can find all of that action here on the Siege Double Shot. We're trying to bring you as much community Siege as we can. And that will, of course, include the Challenger Series starting tomorrow, right? What do we got going on tomorrow?
That's right. Tomorrow is LATAM. We're going to see the LATAM North teams do battle. And there's not very many, so I'm really hoping right now we get some more teams signing up for that. Who's going to be available? Who's going to be playing there to try and find their spot in the NAL? One team from the LATAM North region is going to get that spot.
Okay. Well, you know the deal, guys. If you want to chat with us, come hit us up on Twitter. You know where we're at. Join the Discord for some fun early season ranked. Lots of stacks going on there as your quest for champ or whatever your rank is. I'm champ in my heart, so I say that one. But join the Discord. Come hang out with us. We love talking Siege. We love playing Siege. Fun game. So that is the end of it. We only had one best of one this evening to bring to you. So unfortunately, we have reached that dreaded part of the evening where we must, alas, bid you adieu. So as the lights start to dim and the jukebox starts to sing closing time, as always, my friends, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Ayo.
Let's go.